We're leaving Croatia on our way to Bosnia today. So we've been in Croatia for about 2 weeks. And we will be coming back through. We're going to do a circle around Eastern Europe and then come back through to Dubrovnik to get the ferry back over to Italy.
I'm not sure I'd come back here unless it was to sail, because the sailing looks epic, but the beaches were all super crowded and they're all stony and hard to use. And
beautiful water though.
Beautiful water, but getting to the water is very challenging. The islands, I think, are the boon of Croatia rather than the mainland. Interesting
take. I really like Croatia. I think it's really beautiful. I love all the old towns, and it's sick. Like the ferry system's so streamlined. It was like so impressive how easy it was. Yeah. And the roads have been good to get around, and just I think overall beautiful. But we're on our way to Bosnia today, so we're officially leaving the EU. And we're a little bit apprehensive because we can't get a clear idea of what it's going to be like to go over the border crossing to get into Bosnia with our car. Success! They couldn't give a shit. Didn't have to show them ownership papers of the car. Just took our passports, gave us a smile and a stamp, and we're in.
Didn't even. So the Ottoman Empire took over this place, in 1500s?
Yeah, I think around that.
And so we've got a lot of old Ottoman architecture. And the old bridge, which this place is popular for, is one of those things.
Yep. So I see a lot of like Turkish coffee, the shisha, little nuances from the different neighbours and influences. Even the Coca-Cola signs have little Ottoman flair.
This place, Mostar, is known for one thing in particular, and that is the old bridge rebuilt by the Ottomans in the 1500s. It used to be a timber bridge, and it has since been rebuilt since the Bosnian War. But one thing that's interesting is Mostar is actually named potentially after the word Mostari, which means bridge defender in some Ottoman language back in the day.
This young lad's getting trained by a local diver to jump off of the bridge. So the bridge is really famous for people jumping over it. Oh my God. I'm afraid of heights, I'm so stressed. But it's a rite of passage from like the 1600s where 16-year-old boys as a rite of passage jump off the bridge to become like men. And it said that if you didn't do it, then you wouldn't have a full life. So how's that bloody pressure for you? He has to jump now, so we couldn't talk to him. He was so excited when we were chatting earlier, and then you just see this flash of fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
Socks.
There's a moment where he's just going to be forced to go. Here he goes.
24 metres.
This is a long drop.
It's good. It's good. I feel like I did it much better than off the other ones.
Oh my God.
I think I was stressing out a lot more on those ones as well. I did a few practices off the other ones just so he could see if I was good enough.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, but he said like I was half on the top one, but he let me do it, so it was all sweet.
So what's the process in being able to jump off here?
I just walked in there, they asked them to, he gave me, like one of the trainers came over with me, I jumped off the 12 metre first.
Yeah.
And he just watches my technique and then from there does a bit of adapting.
Technical
off
analysis.
the platform over there.
Yeah,
So off the
I wondered what that was about. Yeah.
And then he watched my technique and then just pretty much told me some adaptations that I needed to make. Then off the 17 a few times and then once off after that.
So you're a pro?
No.
It looks like you're a pro. It's so bloody skillful.
Far from it, but
Nah, it looked dead set. Unreal.
So glad I did it.
Congratulations. What a sweetheart. He ended up telling, because we got our little merch shirts on, saying, oh yeah, I recognise those shirts. I recognise you. We were on a ferry together in Croatia going from Hvar to Split. What a cutie patootie.
Local beer, local vibes. Crisp, bitter, delicious.
These are some local Bosnian dishes. We've got the local dumpling, klepi, buried underneath all of that sour cream, which we'll bite into in a minute, which is filled with meat and onions and parsley. A Bosnian cookie. You ordered that. What's that about?
It's just a meat dish.
Sure, but it looks like crusty. We'll see. And then some dolma, so it's like onions stuffed with a mince meat mixture with some potato and some gravy. My trainer for Bus About, Mate, is Croatian, and he explained that so much of the like Slavic diet is because it was like survival food, and as well as like the Eastern European as well. So, as well as like a lack of access to like Mediterranean and fresh herbs and stuff that didn't grow in the cold climate. There was a lot of survival food during like wars and conflict over such a prolonged period of time.
So 1994 is a pretty important date. I guess it signifies the freedom of Bosnians from Yugoslavia. But these wrecked buildings just stuck out to me when we were travelling around Mostar, and I wanted to work out exactly what had happened here, what was so big about Mostar. So geographically speaking, Mostar is kind of in the guts of everything between Croatia and Serbia. And really serves it as a meeting point, and it always has through history. It's been a trade village and a market town for people joining the Adriatic Sea to the wares of Serbia. But in 1992, Bosnia decided to leave Yugoslavia, and what that incited was the Bosnian War, which was kicked off when Yugoslavian People's Army came into Bosnia and came into Mostar and started shooting artillery weapons into the residential community here in Mostar. And this is just some of the damage that was caused. And in that conflict, that eventually developed into between Serbs and Bosniaks, and then it went to Bosniaks and Croatians as the Croatians were helping, and then tensions boiled over between the Bosniaks and the Croats. And that war continued on. In that time in Mostar, 2,000 people lost their lives. And the lasting legacy is a town and a city divided, with the west side mostly occupied with people from Croat descent, and the east side, the side closer to Sarajevo and Serbia, mostly occupied by Bosniaks. But it's just this stark comparison between these broken down houses, and then just behind me is this beautiful park where the rebuild is happening.
Thanks heaps for watching. If you like this video, click on the playlist to watch the rest of our European adventure. You can see where we started and how the bloody hell we got here on Never Not.